reporting on the games you love by people who love to game. The MMO Reporter Network. Hi everybody, Chris here from MMO Reporter. I am hanging out with Tryon World, and I have got two wonderful people from the Rift team. Can you introduce yourselves, please, and thank you?
My name's Julia Fleming. I'm the lead content designer of Rift.
Hi, I'm Christopher Jr. I'm the game director for Rift.
So we're going to look at a game that's coming up on 4 years now. You've got some new interesting things with the game. Nightmare Tide just came out a while ago, and that was the first time we've traveled into the plains. How exciting was it to finally be able to bring this incredibly requested feature to players?
Super excited to get our feet wet. I'm sorry.
You had to go there.
Just write themselves.
Yeah, so it's been a fairly good success. There's been players coming back. I know I came back for quite a while to play the game, and really enjoyed it. You came up with some new mechanics. Probably one of the best underwater systems that I've played. A great change from the underwater content. My wife couldn't see anything at launch when she went underwater, and now it's just the control's great. The combat's good. It's really fantastic.
It's vibrant. It's beautiful. You move quick. No need to breathe underwater, and you jump out really fast.
Yeah. So we've got some new content to take a look at. So let's go take a look at that now.
Awesome. Sounds good. All right. So what you're seeing right here, this is Tyrant's Throne. This was a new island off the coast of Gabora Reef that was introduced in the most recent update to Rift. It's both a raid and an open world zone with quests, and this new zone event, Leviathan, which is going on right now. This guy is the Yerwalak. He's one of our Akvan, which are these ancient beings from beyond the cosmos that have attacked the plane of water. And right now, they're invading Crucia's stronghold on Tyrant's Throne. So Crucia, the players last saw her fighting against the Bloodfire army in Storm Legion, and now she's set up base here in the plane of water, and she's trying to take over the power of this Akvan to be able to rule the seas, as it were, since she hasn't yet been able to return to her home plane of air. So this is our new Epic Zone event that we released with Storm at Sea, which was the Tyrant's Throne update. This guy's pretty tough. This guy's really, he's giving these players a run for their money this morning. So. And Chris, do you want to talk a little bit about the raid?
Yeah, it's one of the important things with Tyrant's Throne and Tyrant's Force Rage is that we wanted to release all this content for non-raiders as well. So there are zone events, there are open world quests in this area, which sort of leads us to our next major update coming out in April, Echoes of Madness. We are sort of doing a big overhaul to our instant adventure system. And we're going to allow players to start going to raids and dungeons instead of just open world content. So while Instant Adventure, it's an amazing system. Players love it. They use it to level up. You know, no one has to worry about grabbing a leader. You just sort of get together, instant queue, go have some fun, and now they'll be able to take part in that rich content, which has been sort of limited in the past to just the raid community.
I know that's the way that I got my cleric leveled up, was through the Instant Adventure.
Excellent, yeah.
So specifically, let me show you one of the things that's going to be coming with the new IA changes. So this is Hammernell Fortress. Hammernell Fortress is one of the most beautiful raid zones we ever made. And one thing we're doing is we're adding Instant Adventure to Hammernell.
Because you've had Chronicles.
We have had Chronicles in the past, yeah. This is just a little bit more. We'll actually have the full 20-man group experience.
So Chronicles, the Chronicles take place in very specific areas of Hammernell. IA will, or the Instant Adventure that we're doing there, will utilize the entire dungeon. You'll be able to fight all 11 bosses, specialized IA versions of the 11 bosses. This room right here, for example, the Antechamber where Murdantix shows up, will have defenses. There'll be lasers you have to dodge, and a bunch of patrols around here you'll have to fight at the same time, and then eventually you'll be able to fight the boss. There's entire wings of Hammernell that haven't been seen outside of the raid, such as the Shapers, Hall of Shaping.
Yep, we're opening this all up for everyone.
And is this scalable, or is it Instant Adventure is going to pop when you get 20 players ready?
So I believe that it scales like all our other IA. That's part of the goal of IA, is that you can do it with 2 people or you can do it with 20. I know that it will be level 65, but once you join IA, the great thing is that we have both mentoring in both directions now with Nightmare Tide. So if you're level 10, you've just started Rift, you can jump right in and you can be in Hammernell seeing this content. So it's very flexible.
So you said specialized instant adventure versions. So will the loot also be different than what people would get if, depending on what the instant adventure is, what are the rewards? Are they going to be raid level rewards?
It's the same stuff you'd experience in any other instant adventure. It'll scale up based on your level.
Yeah.
And so is there going to be any difference from the rewards that you'll get going through the instant adventure into the raids rather than the world quests that you tend to do with instant adventures?
No, it should be the same pool. It's the same pool. It's just a different environment, the indoor content opposed to the outdoor stuff.
And will the bosses have the same or similar or very different mechanics from their regular raid versions?
Potentially both. We'd like to utilize some of the similar mechanics because, hey, a lot of them are really fun, very unique. But it really just depends on the difficulty of the encounter. We want to make sure that these 20-man group hugs can actually conquer it, so it won't be quite as difficult as raiding.
I love that 20-man group hugs. That's a fantastic way to describe it. I know I spent so much time in Hammernell going for my Mutadrix, the mount, when it came out, and I never won the lottery on that one. But
that's a good point. Maybe that should drop, and then we'll take a look at that.
Yeah, maybe that's an idea for specialized drops in the IA. Yep, so this is the Astrode room. So you'll be able to fight some of these bosses that were never available in Chronicles. So we're really looking forward to that. The other thing we're currently working on is we're working on an updated version of the Hammernell Raid.
Yes, so one of the things we're announcing here at PAX is our next tier of raiding in Nightmare Tide is going to be a return to Hammernell. We're taking I believe 50 version. We're updating it to 65. So everyone will get to experience, that awesome, amazing, epic Hammernell content at the appropriate level and the appropriate difficulties. So yeah.
And are you having the same armor sets, just with new
appearances
stats or new appearances?
There'll be new appearances for the
armor. I
armor.
love the Hammernell sets.
When
they came out.
Yeah, there's some great stuff in there, but yeah, we'll actually have some new appearances for them. All new stats leveled up, obviously, for 65. Yeah.
And so also later this year, we're currently working on a new zone, a new level 65 zone. It's going to be Plain Touch Wilds, which has been requested by the player base and something we've wanted to do for a long time as well. It's been kind of there since launch, us thinking about it. It's kind of this area on the map that we just didn't have the time to develop before launch, and it kind of got pushed to the side, but now we're coming back to it, and it'll be the ancestral story of the Bami, home of the Bami, and their adventures with the Shalastiri, which anyone familiar with Bami lore, the Bami are half air creature, these Shalastiri air elementals. So really looking forward to that. And that'll be later this year. So it'll be a full level 65 zone with the quests and dailies and zone events and all of that. So, and instant adventure. So.
And how important is it right now with, it's a few years into the free-to-play transition now from launch. How important is it that the content release cycle for Rift right now to make sure that we've got a reason for those free-to-play players to keep coming back and hopefully spending some money so that you can continue developing the game and making this content for the game?
Oh, extremely important. We want to keep the content as fresh as possible. Every time you come back to the game, there's going to be something different for you. So that's why we aim for our big milestones, and these large open world content updates are sort of that thing to draw people back into the game.
And so what for the last, let's say, since the last expansion, how many major content updates have you had?
Since Storm Legion or since Nightmare Tide?
Nightmare Tide.
Our first one, we had our first one was, I believe, in December. Oh no, sorry, it was in January. Time really passes. And our next one's coming out in April.
So that's pretty good. Move a couple months
between. 2.5 months
in
between those.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Also, with the next major update, echo the Madison we mentioned earlier, we're doing an upgrade to a wardrobe system. So we have thousands of appearances in the game right now, and our players sort of into them. They like to dress up. And what we're doing is, instead of actually having to have those items on your character in those specific slots, we're converting over to a collection system. So that any appearance you gain in the game is instantly unlocked for every character on your account. So if your 65 is raiding, gets that new awesome raid helm, as soon as he puts it on, your level 10 can select that appearance. And then we'll have, I believe we're also updating our die system, so we're gonna have more like a die bucket unlock. So you unlock the die, use it as many times as you want on all your slots.
And is that for cosmetics for all the armor, but you've also got the ability to change the look of your weapons as well. Are you looking to do similar things for that?
Yes, that is something that we also would like to do in this new system. It is on the list of,
Yep.
of wish list for that system. We're really hoping that will be part of it at launch. Yes.
Because I know I've got myself a giant flower that
Oh,
I
yeah.
really want
excellent.
to have as my
Yes.
great sword.
Oh, yes, the giant daisy. Yes.
Yeah, that's actually something from my perspective. I've got all these editions of the game going through, and all these cosmetics that have been I have to go to my bank and pull out what I want to have, and
You'll be able to free up all
Yeah.
that space now, and now you'll actually, be able to use that stuff over and over again. Don't worry about, oh, hey, I unlocked this via an achievement. I don't have access
Yep.
to it anymore. No, you'll have access to it forever.
Yep.
Yeah.
Customization is so important in MMOs, and I have the same thing. I have a bank full of cosmetic items, and yeah, the system is good for those of us who tend to hoard that stuff.
And inventory management is not one of my strengths.
It is, no, I don't think it is for anyone.
Well, you know what? My wife, Selene, is actually really, really fantastic at it.
Oh.
And we've got another person on the network who says their inventory management is, if you're not using it right now, sell it.
Gotcha.
And that's
Yeah,
it. So
yeah.
there's two extremes
There
there.
are, yes.
Yeah. So speaking of the 4th anniversary of Rift, this is our 4th anniversary Arclight Rider mount. We're giving these out tonight to anyone who comes to our party, so you should totally come to our party. It's a shiny mount, but it's got the number 4 on it, and this was designed by Sven.
Yeah.
Our very talented concept artist, so it's kind of swanky, super swanky. So
Another
Yeah.
interesting tidbit going down the road, one of the things we're experimenting right now is a new calling. So right now we have warriors, mages, rogues, and clerics. So sort of a calling describes the play style of how you play Rift. We're looking at a 5th one, and we hope to have that up on PTS within the next 2 months so that players can start giving us feedback and sort of co-develop what that play style ends up becoming.
Awesome. That's very exciting. So it's really cool to see where the game is growing, having played since Alpha. Actually, I was lucky enough to go down and see a PvP preview way back when, and
Oh, wow.
when I was writing for PC Gamer. So I actually
Yeah.
came down to the office and got to see that. So I've been playing this game for a while, and it's nice to see how it's grown and things that are coming up. Now, you mentioned in the video a 5th calling, and it's
Yes.
just the 3 of us. We're just hanging out here.
hanging
Ignore,
No,
ignore
no,
nothing's
that
nothing's
doesn't
here.
exist.
No
That
cameras.
Nothing's
doesn't
here.
exist. Yeah.
So I mean, you can just tell me. I really don't mind. Okay.
Okay.
The new calling is not a warrior. It's not a cleric. It's not
Yeah.
a mage. Oh, it's not a rogue either.
I was worried that you were gonna be a little bit maybe shy in saying something, but thank you for giving that undeniable proof.
100%
Yeah, it's
accurate info.
that is definitely true. Definitely true.
Yeah. So does that mean Half-Life 3 is confirmed?
I'm not going to touch that.
All right, so I'm really excited. I do think that a 5th calling is really going to change the game up. You've got 4 callings right now that are fairly balanced. You've got the different. Every calling can now play every single role in the game effectively and
Yeah.
well. What do you need to bring?
I think that's going to be the fun part. It's like, what is the new play style that we're missing? We hope to bring this out within the next few months to PTS, and then the player base will tell us what they want.
So
Yeah.
how much flexibility are you looking for with the player base? Do you have a vision?
Just like when we add new souls, and we have players on PTS who play them for us and give us feedback, and then we make adjustments based on the feedback, and we really want that with this new calling as well. We really Rift really values what our players want, and we try and give that to them as much as we can.
And you've got more souls now for each calling than you had at launch. Are you looking to have the current number of souls for this new calling, or the launch number of souls?
We're still going over that right now, but it will
Yeah.
probably have slightly less souls at launch with more introduced down the road. So people want to keep the content fresh, people coming back, and that's one of the ways we're going to do that.
And I'm pretty sure I know the answer to this, which is going to be in the similar vein of the other ones. But I have to ask, will this new calling be able to play all of the roles needed to run a dungeon?
I believe the answer is yes, but
Yeah.
that may change as we test.
Well, and I think that's one of the things that's unfortunate with the way that social media is now, in that it requires developers at this point to say, you know, all the answers in a way because you are held, you know, your feet are held to the fire if you say something.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, at the same time, we could come out and give a definitive answer. Our player base knows that we love to change things. We love to listen to their feedback, and we're not, you know, afraid to take risks. So I'm only hesitant because they're going to be a large factor in what this coin ends up becoming. So I don't want to, you know, worry too much about that right now.
Okay, so does it have an A in the name?
Does it have an A in the name?
Would you
Maybe?
like only if you're willing to buy that vowel?
I was going to say, could I buy that vowel?
Sorry.
You took the end of my joke. Thank you for that, by the way. I'm really looking forward to. I'm going to get back into Rift with this new update once again. It's really growing. 4th anniversary. Any big community events that you're planning around the 4th anniversary?
We have a big party tonight at PAX.
Yeah.
Everyone should come on out. We're giving away a 4th anniversary.
Yeah, that
Arclight
rider that we
to
showed.
everyone. So come on out, hang out with us, have some drinks, some food, and fun.
Well, the people at home unfortunately won't be able to make it to that. So, do you think you're going to do anything in the game that might celebrate the 4th anniversary?
Right now, we have the Carnival of the Ascended running. It's our I think it's our 4th time we've run this one.
Well, yeah.
4th year.
Yeah.
So jump on the game, play the
Yeah.
events, earn some tickets. You know,
Because it's the 4th anniversary end of March, right? Am I remembering that right?
No,
Oh, right
yeah,
now.
it was
I
like
thought
March 1st,
March 1st.
I believe.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Fast.
There you go. Well, thank you very much for taking the time to show us what's coming up in Rift. I'm really excited to get back in game.
No problem. Hoping everyone looks forward to, like I said, Echoes of Madness coming out in April.
Yeah.
Should be a great time.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching the video, everybody. Don't forget to check out all the other podcasts at MMOreporter.com or by clicking on any of the links here. And please check out our Patreon campaign at patreon.com/MMOreporter. Thanks, everyone, and see you in game.